Well, it's another gorgeous day at the castle. It is not my day to perform anything other than be here for the guys who are going to get some stuff done. Let's go check out what's happening today. It's an exciting day for me. I've been waiting on this day. Makes me feel like I've made it to that next step, next big step that gets us prepared for all the next big steps. Let's go check it out. I know you guys have seen this truck at the castle before, Energy Solutions Insulation LLC. There's their phone number for anybody who is local to my area. These are the only guys I would recommend. They do amazing work, they do quality work, and they clean up after themselves. And if anybody has ever done spray in insulation before, you understand how messy of a project this is. But the guys are going to start in the great room. You can hear them in there tacking stuff off. They're dropping their plastic down, they're hanging their plastic on the walls, they're getting everything prepped and prepared to be able to spray this closed cell foam. And this closed cell foam is going to go in roughly 3 inches thick. That's our goal. We are also going to spray the front wall and the ceiling, and then once they get done with this, we're going to spray the rafter cavities, and then maybe I should say joist cavities, down in the basement to close all that off to make sure we're good and efficient. And then they will go up and they're going to spray all of the framework of the addition, ceilings and walls, and then they're going to finish with spraying the top of the tower, walls, and close off the floor to the bottom plates of the walls we framed up. So let's go see what they've got going on in here. Are we having fun yet?
Oh yeah.
Right? It's hard to work when you have this view, isn't it? I know it's hard for me, very hard for me. So you guys can see where they are tacking off against that outside rafter, hanging that plastic to make sure no foam ends up on the finished rock walls. They're going to spray 3 inches in all of the rafter cavities up here. You can see he's taping off my light fixtures. They want to make sure they don't get any foam up in there. And yes, they are going to spray that down onto that cap, and then I'll come back later with a razor knife. I'll show you guys that, and create an air gap on top of the foam. But we'll do that after the fact. And then they're going to spray this wall, same foam, closed cell foam, same thickness. Make sure we're good and insulated there. We've got our wiring in, we've got all the studding in for the drywall that's going to come in here later. This is the hardest part of the process, in my opinion, is the prep work.
You got the roof on, right?
Yes.
You're not videoing me, right?
Yes, I am. The roof is on. Why do you ask, sir?
Well, I see daylight everywhere.
You see what?
Daylight.
That's because what you're looking out, that rafter cavity, is also cantilevered for this roof over the porch. Yep, and that's because right out there is no plywood, so you're going to be able to see daylight coming into the rafter cavity. Great question though. So what you guys see him doing, he's asking that question because he's foaming up the areas that they're foam, because it comes out at roughly 1200 psi, and it would blow right through that crack and then end up all over the place out here, which we don't want. You can hear him foaming right there on that back side, and the daylight he's talking about is coming in underneath that piece of metal right there, and the plywood gap that he's foaming is allowing that daylight to come in. So he just wanted to make sure that they weren't going to put all kinds of foam out here in the middle of nowhere and spray foam all over the side of the castle. You can see where they clogged it all up with cardboard, and then he comes back and foams around everything. I'll show you guys that a little bit closer view. Foams around everything to make sure that all of those cracks and crevices cannot allow any of their high pressure foam to get outside and get all over the castle. Prep work, prep work, prep work. You can see back here, he's stapling off to that exterior stud to make sure the rock is completely covered. They took a strip of tape and put it on the rock You can see how it goes past the plastic right there. So they tape to the rock and then they tape the plastic to their tape. You guys are doing a great job. Not everybody protects other people's assets like you guys do. We appreciate it. Coming along nicely. Well, as you can see, we are 100% prepped. They taped over or plasticed over the doors as well because we're keeping the doors. Got all the foaming of all the small cracks taken care of to make sure the foam won't bleed through. All the plastic covering the rock, all the plastic covering the floor. So they're taking a lunch. Once they get done with lunch, they'll come in. They're going to spray the front wall first. Once they get done with the front wall, they'll start getting into the rafter cavities, and they'll go up so far so they can roll their scaffolding across. They'll keep coming up so far, and then they'll work their way out. And eventually, on this back side, they'll be on top of the scaffolding to be able to reach all of that up there, because we will spray the rafter cavity and then down that wall to the top of the rock. And long term, I'm not for sure if I'm going to close that off or just paint it black or what, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. But the guys are taking lunch. When they get back, they're going to be off to the races and spraying and getting this sucker insulated. Well, as you guys can see, they have all the ceilings insulated. Alex is scraping off the extra foam, making everything pretty, so when we go to put drywall on here, we don't have chunks of foam everywhere. Front wall's insulated corner to corner, and they have got a little bit of insulation done up in the top side. I've got one board I need to install for them to finish the ceiling. So let's go up there and check out where they're at. All right, they got the attic cavities insulated. We did insulate a little bit on that block wall. They felt best to ensure we didn't have any thermal transfer from the rafter that's right against the rock down. And then as we come over here to this, you can see the same thing, and they also close it off right against the ICF. They'll clean the bottom of these rafters. So if we ever wanted to put a finish in here, we could, but all the attic spaces are insulated. Hanging some plastic at the top to protect the chandelier. Getting ready to start on this end of the walls, but I failed to remember that I need to add a board from here to there for my drywall to bump against. So I gotta hurry up and get a board mounted so that he can continue on with his processes. Once I get this board mounted, we'll set you guys up somewhere and let you watch him spray these walls, these ceilings, and everything's gonna go great. They've got, as you can see, their blocker plates in on the back side of the rafter cavities. So all that foam will come all the way down to the ICF, up to the OSB, and then be 3 inches thick. Let's get a board mounted, and we'll be back to spray some more foam. Get you guys a close-up of watching this foam go in. That's just awesome. That was his thickness gauge. Thank you, sir. I don't know what it is about that process. I just think it is so cool, so efficient, and so effective. So we got our board mounted here right on the top side of the wall that Ryan built. So now our drywall can go up and bump right into that 2x8. Got a couple of screws to put in at the bottom, and then this sucker will be in place. Well, we have the walls done and the stairway to heaven. He's also got the wall down here at the bottom, the gable end, completely done. Go down and check that out. Got it sprayed all the way to the end, all the way to that end. He wants to do his walls first, and then he's going to come back and do the ceilings so that the walls and the ceilings are kept separate. So he's going to go up there now and do those walls, and then he'll maybe do that ceiling, or he might let that cure and come down here and do this ceiling and then jump back to that ceiling. So progress, progress, progress. Lots of positive things happening. Loving it. I'm loving it. That's for sure. Well, they have made it. Get all the walls sprayed, got the cavity sprayed where the water line's gonna come out, and unfortunately, I don't know if you guys will see it in a time lapse or not, but they have woken up the wasp. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of wasps, and one hornet. So they are going to stop spraying this ceiling. They'll finish that in the morning when it's still cool and the wasps are not moving, right, Alex? So they started working on this ceiling here, work their way down the steps, and then they'll spray these bottom ceilings, and they'll probably call it a day until the wasps are in check.
Yeah,
So
we'll probably get 2 more and that's it.
get 2 more. They're thinking they're going to get 2 more, and then they'll be back tomorrow to finish this one and these ceilings here. So you're good to go, sir. Don't let me slow you down. That process still just amazes me, how that can just go in thin liquid and end up an inch thick after it cures. I just can't get over it. We'll put you guys back on time lapse to watch him spray the last 2 cavities, and that'll probably be the end of the day for spraying. Well, there you have it. They have gotten out of here. They got those 2 cavities, part of this outside edge, and got started on 1 more. They're an hour ahead of me, so they worked their time pretty late today. But that is as far as they got. They'll be back tomorrow to finish everything up. They've got 1 more room to spray over there, these ceilings to spray, and that overhang, and then they will be done with insulation. And it'll be time to move on to the next step. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and share away.